Welcome to another book review. Today we're reviewing a book, and it's not so much one book but 66 books in one. So a collection of 66 books in one. And it's got many different authors as well, which makes it quite unique. It's got 40 different authors, and the other thing that makes it unique is that it was written over a period of about 1,500 years. So different people have added to it. And there's also lots of different genres in here. So there's poetry, there's songs, there's historical accounts, there's prophetic messages, and there's instructions as well. So there's all kinds of different genres in this book, and it was written many years ago as well. If you're wondering how I can be holding a book that's over 3,000 years old, it's because it's been translated and copied meticulously over the years. So obviously this isn't the original that I have here, and it's not even in the original language. The original language was Hebrew for most of it, and then the second half of it, which is a bit smaller, is in Greek, but it's been translated into English for people like myself to be able to read. And even then, when it's been translated, people have also chosen to translate it again into slightly more modern language that we can understand. But it's a great book. I've read it numerous times, and that's always a test of a book, isn't it, if you can read it more than once. So it's certainly got that unput-down ability about it. It has for me anyway. And the other thing that makes it quite unique is that with other books, you read them and then, you put them down, don't you? But this book, as you read it, it reads you. You feel like it's analysing you and giving you an internal examination when you hear of some of the instructions that are in it, and when you read about some of the great stories and the great characters in history. You see some from their mistakes and the things that they did, or you see some of the great things that some of the great characters did, and you compare yourself to them, and you can see similarities and you can see differences, and you start to realise who you are as a person. You start to understand yourself better. So as you read it, it reads you. So as ever with these book reviews, I always read from a small section of it. So I'm going to read from my favourite section. And another thing is, if you want to reference it, you can reference it quite easily by just going to a particular book, and it's written in chapters and verses, so you get all of the numbers, and so you can quite quickly find a particular passage, which makes it really useful. And the particular passage I'm going to read from is one that actually gets referenced at many sporting events. You might have been watching the TV, and someone in the crowd has been holding a placard or a piece of card with this written on it. You might have seen it. It's saying John 3:16, and that means the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. So shall we see what that actually says, shall we? This is what it says. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." That's wonderful words, isn't it? Wonderful words. And if those words are true, then again, it has great meaning for us, and it should apply to us and make us think, right, I need to do something about that love that was shown to me. So I would say that this book is a work of non-fiction. Everything in it is true, and therefore certainly worthy of a read. So have a read of it, see what you think. Comment below. It will take you about a year to read if you read about 3 chapters a day, but I'd really welcome your comments on what you think of this book, whose ultimate author I believe to be God, even though it was written by over 40 different actual people who penned it in scrolls. So if it has been written by God, again, it is really worthy of a read. And you read it, you decide this for yourselves, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of this book. What's it called, you say? It's called the Bible.